man ska inte kolla in direkt in i kameran.
Jo.
Vi är Galley, ja. We came to eat babies.
This is our first video, so we are quite
awkward. But we're gonna do this anyway, because we freaking love One Piece, yo.
We're gonna talk about Blackbeard. When's he gonna show up again, do you think?
I think I have two theories on that. First theory is based on the fact if Kaido has a devil fruit that provides him his immortality, basically. If that's the case, I'm fairly sure that Blackbeard would be the one to swoop in at the end of the fight and just deal the final blow as he did with Whitebeard. Second theory I have, which is a bit more far-fetched, but I was thinking before chapter 900 was released that after Luffy and everyone escapes from Whole Cake Island, that Blackbeard would swoop in and use the turmoil to his advantage and like take down Big Mom when she's weakened. But since in chapter 900 when she ate the cake, she basically got all her powers restored, so I don't really think that Blackbeard could take down Big Mom right now, especially since they just attacked the revolutionary headquarters.
Yeah, well, Blackbeard is kind of notorious for showing up at the end of a big battle just to exploit everyone's weakness and then use it for his advantage.
Well, he's smart in that way.
Yeah, he is. He's a schemer. And he's always up to something, which is why I think he's gathering... The reason I think he's gathering weapons and amassing an army right now is because I think he knows where the road poneglyphs are. And he knows that if he is going to have a chance at getting to those, he's going to have to face not one, but two Yonkos at two different times. Which is, I mean, there's going to be casualties anyway. Either whether he faces Big Mom first or he faces Kaido first, there's going to be casualties on both sides. So I think that he's amassing a great army right now just for the sake of finding the road poneglyphs and then eventually getting to Raftel, which is where I think he will be facing the Straw Hats. I think that Blackbeard is going to find the road poneglyphs right before Luffy, and then Luffy is going to find them and follow him to Raftel, and there's going to be like a race between the two.
Still though, like for Blackbeard to gather all the road poneglyphs, he needs to find Sunisha.
Yeah.
And that's not really an easy feat to do.
Well, sure, but still, we don't even know where the fourth one is. I mean, Luffy could go to Elbaf and then find the road poneglyph, whether it's on Elbaf or the island after that. During that time, that could be like where Blackbeard gets to Zou.
Yeah. And
finds that road poneglyph. And then maybe they meet up like halfway to Raftel.
I see more of a scenario where like so now Luffy basically has the road poneglyph from Zou, and he has the road poneglyph from Big Mom, and I think that Blackbeard will definitely hear that Luffy attacked Big Mom pirates. I think Blackbeard's aware that Big Mom has a road poneglyph, so if Blackbeard shows up at the Kaido arc, he could be the one attaining the road poneglyph from there.
I think both Kaido and Luffy are gonna get both Blackbeard and Luffy are gonna get the one from Kaido at the same time if he shows up at Wano.
But I don't really see that. I see a showdown where Luffy has two of them and Blackbeard has two of them, and they're just gonna like face off for the road poneglyphs. Blackbeard calling up Luffy like, "Hey man, I heard you had those two that I don't have, and I have the two you don't have. Let's fight for them." Like, but Blackbeard
not really his MO though. I mean,
he's more of a schemer, that's true, but I think by that point in the story, Blackbeard will be so overconfident that he doesn't really see Luffy as the threat that he is. And that's classic Luffy, that people underestimate him.
I could see like, you know when Strong World was coming out, they released the manga chapter 0, and they released the episode 0 as well. And we saw that flashback between Shiki and Gold Roger, where both their fleets have amassed to face each other.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I could see. Yeah, sure. I could see that.
Like, I see that more, like, don't see them facing off at Raftel, because...
But still, who's gonna be the villain at the Raftel arc?
There's not gonna be a villain at the Raftel arc. Like, once you get to Raftel, that's where you get the information or the power or whatever it is that makes you Pirate King. So I can't really see a scenario where two pirates would reach Raftel at the same time when no pirate has reached Raftel since Gold Roger. It's just, that's not really Raftel. Raftel is not meant to be a battlefield. It's meant to be
the final destination.
Yeah, exactly, like the goal of everything. I don't really want them to fight on Raftel. I want them to maybe fight to get to Raftel, or a fight after Raftel.
But what would be Blackbeard's role after Luffy becomes the Pirate King then? I think Blackbeard has to be like the final hurdle for Luffy to get over before he eventually becomes the Pirate King, because I think the Blackbeard, he's kind of the anti-Luffy in a sense.
Yeah.
So I think they both are gonna share the same road, if that makes any sense. Like, they're both gonna find the road poneglyphs at basically the same time, and then they're both gonna show up at Raftel at the same time, or meet halfway or wherever. And Luffy's gonna be like, I'm not gonna let you destroy Ace's and Shanks's. Blackbeard is gonna kill Shanks, mark my words, memory by obtaining the One Piece. As long as I'm alive, no more people are gonna die protecting me from you. I'm gonna be the one to make sure that you don't get what you want.
Yeah, well, I certainly see that Luffy.
Oh my god, I can imagine it. I'm sorry for interrupting you, but listen, guys, imagine this. They're on Raftel, and as they're all like approaching the One Piece, let's say like they start off at the edge of the island. As they like traverse the island, everyone gets their opponent. Like,
it's not supposed to be on Raftel though. Like, so here's the thing. We've never had a full-on battle at sea with Luffy. It's always been on islands.
Well,
he's a pirate. Couldn't the final battle between him and the other pirate, Blackbeard, be at sea?
Oh my god,
I
just
ships.
Figured it out.
Figured out what?
Luffy's fleet is gonna hold Blackbeard's fleet off while they're on Raftel.
But they're not gonna fight on Raftel. Like, Raftel's not for fighting. Raftel's for obtaining stuff. Okay. They can't fight on Raftel. That's my point. Like, Raftel's not a battlefield. Raftel is to find the One Piece, and not two pirates can reach Raftel. Only one pirate can reach it, and that pirate becomes the Pirate King for Luffy to actually become the Pirate King at this point. Okay, so we're just speculating that Blackbeard has already defeated. There are no more Jonkos. Like, Shanks is dead. Big Mom Kaido defeated or whatever. The Shichibukai system is going down. Blackbeard will be the one to eradicate the Yonko system. He will redeem the strongest pirate alive, but not the Pirate King, since he hasn't reached Raftel. And that's where Luffy sweeps in, and he defeats Blackbeard when he's at his highest of reputation, which gives Luffy the unofficial title as Pirate King right before he gets to Raftel. That's how I see it, and that's why I don't really see Blackbeard as the final villain as well, since I think
I don't think
take down
he's
world
gonna be
government.
the final villain as well.
But he's gonna be the final pirate villain for Luffy.
Yeah, on Raftel.
Before Raftel. Okay.
What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, we can't agree on this.
Tell me I'm wrong in the comments. Say Gustav.
Tell me I'm right.
That's my name, by the way. I'm not sure if we did introductions. I'm Gustav. He's Johan.
No one can pronounce my name in English. They just say Joe. So
Gus and Joe. That's our names.
G-Dog and J-Dog.
As if the video couldn't be any more cringy than it already is.
Now we're on ticking level.
No one can reach ticking level.
Cringe Pirate King. Cringe King.
He has awakened his cringe abilities.
He's the pirate cringe.
I'm sorry, we love Ticking. He's one of the people that actually inspired us to start making.
We love you, Ticking. You're very smart and very good at making videos, and we thank you for all the inspiration and thoughts you have given us during the years.
Regarding Blackbeard's ability to have 2 devil fruits, I have a theory. Very tinfoily. So if you have a tinfoil hat available, I suggest put it on, because okay, so here's the theory. Order a pizza, because this is gonna take a while. But I believe that Blackbeard's multiple devil fruit ability stems from his Yami Yami no Bi. But the key to the theory is that devil fruits have actual devils or souls of devils inside them. Some background on that. In chapter 385, when Kaku and Khalifa are going to get their devil fruits, before they eat the fruits, Jabra steps away, and he's terrified because according to him, devil fruit users have actual devils inside them. And if you ever run into another devil fruit as a devil fruit user, your devil will start fighting the devil of the other fruit, and your body will explode, and you will die. But Blue Eno quickly debunks this theory, says, and I quote, "Such nonsense. One of our intelligence operatives shouldn't be so easily fooled by rumor. Grand Line scientists have already proven the ability transfer theory. You're talking about what would happen when a person eats 2 fruits. Their body would explode without a trace, and they would die." One could interpret this as confirmation that devil fruits aren't carrying actual devils, but that was never stated. It is very much like Oda to foreshadow things like this into basic conversation. And all Bluno said, really, was that if Jabra was to stand next to an unconsumed devil fruit, nothing would happen, because he would have to consume it in order to explode. But the whole devil versus devil thing is kind of in the air at the moment. I think the devil fruits have the souls of devils inside them. And what Jabra thought would happen is what would actually happen if he were to consume another devil fruit. However, Blackbeard, for some reason, has the ability to use other devil fruit powers. We don't know how, but I think it's connected to the souls of devils. Here's my reason for thinking that those things exist. We know souls are a real thing in One Piece.
Yep.
We know Big Mom has the soul fruit. Brook is a great example. He's the Soul King.
Yeah.
He's evidence of souls actually existing in the One Piece verse. And we know that when a devil fruit user dies, the fruit somehow travels to a nearby fruit and regrows itself. And we see an illustration of this in Dressrosa when an underling of Doflamingo explains this. And in the picture where the guy dies, we see this soul-like thing fly out of the body. If you look at it, you can see it's fairly similar to how Brook's soul looks. And it sort of just flies away, and then you see the other panel where the fruit regrows itself, and then the cycle begins again. That's my reason for thinking that there are actual souls in the devil fruits. We know that the Yami Yami no Mi has the ability to absorb or nullify other devil fruit powers, and it also essentially has the ability to pull anything into its darkness and absorb or release it. Now comes the speculation part. There's a lot of speculation already, but this is like where the tinfoily stuff begins. If devil fruits have devils or the souls of devils inside them, wouldn't it then be reasonable to assume that the devils are the carriers of the actual powers, and that the fruit or whoever consumes them could be like the vessel for the power to work through? Yeah, right? What if Teach, through the power of his Yami Yami no Mi, was able to pull the devil from the Gura Gura no Mi as it was leaving Whitebeard's body? He could have used observation haki to locate it, and then pulled it to him, and absorb it and put it into his darkness. Once he got a hold of it, he could have absorbed the actual devil itself, and kind of stored it in his darkness like a pocket dimension. Kind of like what Capone does.
And Karibo.
And Karibo, yes. But Capone is able to go inside himself, while still being on the outside. That's kind of how I see it. I think Blackbeard can go like inside himself, but instead of a castle, it's just darkness. It's just nothingness. And that's where I think he would store the soul. I think that whenever he wants to use another devil fruit powers, he goes inside himself and pulls the power out of the actual soul of the devil that he's storing in his darkness. You follow me?
Yeah.
So far? So, yeah, that's what I think it wouldn't be far-fetched to assume he could do it to a devil fruit power. I mean, we've seen him absorb people and buildings and stuff.
And then repel them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's something.
Yeah.
It would kind of render what Marco said about Blackbeard's body useless, and that wouldn't quite be Oda style either. So it might not be that. It probably isn't, but I just wanted to throw it out there, because otherwise I wouldn't be complete. Yeah, well, that's sort of the gist of the theory. I don't know. I think, like I said, it's probably not true, because why would Marco say that
Yeah.
then? But I still want to just throw it out there, get the discussion rolling, because that's what's so fucking great about this show, is that it's such a vast world, and the whole speculation part of the fan base is what makes it so great. And that's what inspired us to make these kinds of videos, because we want to be part of that discussion.
It's just so many mysteries, like from the beginning. Like first time we see Blackbeard, they make that not him. They comment.
We
Luffy
still don't
and
know
Zoro.
what that's about.
No, we still don't know that. And that was like long before we even knew who Blackbeard was supposed to be. Like Oda's mastermind, Goda, like everyone says. On to my theory, a lot better than his. Basically, I'm with Gustav on the whole thing about the Yami Yami no Mi having a part in it. I don't believe that he can store the devil fruits inside of him in that same manner and like take them out whenever he wants, but like the Yami Yami no Mi obviously has a power that takes away your devil fruit in a way. Like when you're in contact with his power, you can't use your.
No, that's evident. Like,
that's evident.
We've seen that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's confirmed.
And I think this has something to do with the fact that he could take Whitebeard's power. When someone with a devil fruit dies, we know that the soul leaves the body and goes to a fruit or whatever. I believe it is in this part that Blackbeard was able to absorb the power, just like he can do to any devil fruit user that he meets. Like he could absorb that soul to him then and there. This is where my theory starts to differ, because this is how I believe that he can also use the fruit. There's like a not very common thing, but kind of common with twins in the mom's belly when they're growing and they're like 6 to 10 weeks old, where one of the twins disappears and all of a sudden there's just one fetus and you don't really know where the other baby went. Some people that have gone through this type of birth where they've killed their twin, they can experience a like multiple personality disorder in a way. I believe that Blackbeard is one of these people. Like he's aware of that. That's also one of the reasons why he wanted to have the Yami Yami no Mi, because he was aware of the fact that it could negate devil fruit powers, and since he has basically two people living inside of him, I think that's what got him thinking that maybe I can have two powers, since no one else beforehand has been able to. And I also think that that's why it's not common knowledge that the Yami Yami no Mi gives you this ability, because people have had that ability before, and that explains why Blackbeard knew about the power. I just think that he's so smart that he made that connection. Also, going to the Will of D. Everyone we've seen in the series with the initial D has been known to do remarkable things. Like Trafalgar Law, when he was a kid, survived that sickness for years. I think he was like the last survivor with that disease. There should have been like grown men and fighters from that country who died before him. So like the Will of D is not just something spiritual or something. I think that actually has something to do with personal power. And I think that also plays a part in why Blackbeard is able to manage doing all this that he does. That's what I think, like with the Yami Yami no Mi as well, being able to take that devil fruit soul whenever it leaves the body is also why and how he's able to hunt devil fruit users now and take their powers. But I don't think that he can take all these powers himself. I think he can like manipulate them, pass them over to someone else, or pass them over to a fruit or whatever. But I don't think that, like, it's the same basic principle he used on Whitebeard, just not on himself.
I see.
And I'm also not a fan of the theory that he will have 3 fruits. I think he's just overpowered enough with the 2 that he has.
I think, like I said, with the pocket dimension thing, that he's gonna have like a whole number of fruits. He's gonna have like, I want to use this fruit now. I'm gonna pull it out my ass. Whoa! Well, you get it.
Well, moving on. We're gonna talk about awakening. Ooh.
Awakenings. Blackbeard obviously has some different relation to devil fruits. If we just rewind everything and focus on his Yami Yami no Mi, what do you think his awakening will be?
Okay, so here I think like you have to look at Punk Hazard. I'm strong fan of that. What happened there is the power of two awakened Logias permanently changing the climate.
I think
shit.
most people are probably subscribers to the theory that
Punk Hazard is the result of Akainu versus Aokiji.
Yeah.
Like,
and that Logia devil fruits have the ability to permanently change the climate of wherever the awakening was used.
Yep.
And you, I believe, have a theory on where the Yami Yami no Mi
could have been used.
Yes.
I have two theories about this place, and the Yami Yami no Mi is the first one. Imagine then island like Punk Hazard, but instead of having ice and fire Logias used on it, or magma, you take a darkness power on it and just leave that there for like 50 years, 100 years maybe.
So it's like a black hole, basically.
Exactly. And where have we seen that before? I guess it's under Eni's lobby. As I stated before, someone must have had the Yami Yami no Mi before Blackbeard had it, since he knew about its power. And it wouldn't be too far-fetched to say that someone used it there and just left it, and then it's just been like, just
constantly absorbing the environment around it.
Yeah, and just like sinking down and eventually have nothing.
Now
that's one of my
theories.
That's one of my theories about Eni's lobby. The other one is about one of the ancient weapons, but we can go into more on that on another video. That's what I think basically, and also I believe that the awakening of Yami Yami no Mi allows you to, like, you know, when he fights Ace and he touches the ground and this black thing just spreads out from him.
Yeah, it's like that but permanent.
Yeah, like that but permanent, but also the ability to make those spots come up like wherever you want. Like, he doesn't have to extract it from himself.
So he just basically snaps his fingers and then a black hole appears like in the middle of the air.
Yeah, exactly, or something like that, or like just below someone. Like,
that's terrifying.
It could work like that, and also that could make him be able to negate powers from a distance if you like stand in it or something. Yeah. But I really believe that to be possible.
I think that's really, really plausible. That I think that the whole Eni's lobby thing could be a bit far-fetched. I think it's a big possibility, because imagine like a black hole being where the hole is now, that just keeps absorbing the ground, and eventually it's just gonna start working its way down, and sinking. Now you have maybe it's still sinking. It's just a bottomless pit by now, so you can't see it, but it's still sinking. But I think the whole like snap of a finger, big hole appears in the middle of the air. I think that's almost. I think that's definitely gonna happen. That's like how I think his awakening could work.
I want to see like Sabo just makes flames pop up in a distance, like not having to shoot it from himself, you know.
Yeah.
Like, he should be able to just manipulate it from wherever, and
sort of like a summoning type paramecia, like what Robin does with her arms.
Yeah, exactly. Awakenings are so hard because we know so little of them, and like the Yami Yami no Mi is the weirdest Logia out of all we've seen, so it's extremely hard to predict how it's awakening. Like, it might not be anything like the other Logias. We have no idea. Like, maybe the ability to negate devil fruits is actually the awakened form of it. Like, we have no idea. But it's just a speculation. It's all for good fun.
What do you guys think?
Cool. Yeah, leave a comment in comment section down below.
What do you guys think? Let us know.
So, showdowns, like not with Blackbeard versus Luffy, but the rest of the crew. Which matchup are you the most hyped about?
I think like Zoro versus Shiryu is bound to happen, and that's the only other confirmed fight out of the Blackbeards versus the Straw Hats. The rest are kind of up for the debate. I think Luffy versus Blackbeard is a given. Shiryu versus Zoro is also a given. I think also if anyone is gonna face Burgess, it's gonna be Jinbei.
Ooh. Nice.
And I
was thinking Sanji, but Jinbei's.
No, I think
more fitting.
Sanji's gonna probably face someone else in the crew. I think that Jinbei, once he joins the Straw Hats, because he is gonna join, unless he died in chapter 900. I think Jinbei's gonna be the one to face Burgess. I'm a big fan of like these fucking just punch out fights in anime.
Like Frankie, baby.
Senor Pink, that's his name. Those kinds of fights are always fun because they're so like raw. Like the final battle between Naruto and Sasuke.
Yeah,
That's
that
a
was
great
a good
fight.
one.
But we're not talking about that shitty show. It's great. I love Naruto, but that's not what we're talking about. We're getting off track. I would like to see Jinbei versus Burgess, or possibly. I would like to see Jinbei versus Burgess. I don't really have anything else. I think all the other ones are up for like speculation. You could make an argument for a whole lot of matchups. I think Luffy versus Brook or Nami versus Luffy, and either way works because like Brook and Luffy has Kane's
Similar style.
yeah. They're similar. I think everyone can see the similarities. But Nami and Luffy are also the navigator and the navigator. So,
but that's not really. That doesn't really mean anything though.
oh,
Like,
another fight that's a given: Usopp versus Van Auger.
yeah, that would be pretty cool. But still, like Usopp's fight are always such an anticlimactic. Like you imagine it's gonna be some awesome sniping or whatever, but no, like post time skip where he just summons vegetables. It's not badass.
Hisatsu,
Yeah.
broccoli.
So-
No, well, I think Yasop versus Van Auger is something to look forward to more than Usopp versus Van Auger, but I will still enjoy Usopp versus Auger. The only fight that I like Usopp in is versus Luffy, and that's probably my favorite fight in the whole show. So
It's good, but still, like his fight against Sugar it's pretty good as well.
yeah, when he awakens the hockey,
Yeah,
the hockey,
the hockey.
that's a great fight as well. Oh, well, it's not really a fight; it's more like a scene.
Yeah, it's a bit lame, but it's still like so Usopp to do it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
no one
yeah.
else would have thought of that idea, and it actually saved the entire thing, which is great about his character. But still, he needs to step up his badass
Yeah.
game a little
Yeah, he's still
before
like
he
the
can face
coward.
Von Auger. Like,
Yeah. But I think Augers might kill Yasop or
you
defeat
just want,
Yasop.
Like you just want people dying everywhere.
Well, there aren't enough deaths in the One Piece story, unfortunately. I think Bird guy, what's his name, Pell,
Huh, yeah.
he should have died as well.
But he awakened his power at the last second when the nuke exploded in his
I have no
face.
idea how he survived that, but
Pell's pretty cool though.
he's got a cool design. I don't know what
Cool
he's.
devil fruit.
Yeah, sure, but what has he done that's so cool? He
like-
survived a nuke to the face. I mean, that's pretty.
He's like the
badass.
second strongest warrior of the entire Alabasta, which is still a kingdom in the Grand Line.
Yeah.
It's not to underestimate, like people, like the power scaling of One Piece.
He-
You have to remember that the Paradise part of the Grand Line, there's still not weak people there.
Oh,
The
sure.
weak people get eaten directly. So anyone who lives there has good fighting power.
He got one-shotted by Robin, though. Just saying.
Yeah, but Robin's power is a bit OP if you're not ready for it.
Still.
It's the perfect scrub killer. She can take out 100 people at the same time
Yeah, sure.
without lifting her own finger.
We're getting off track again.
Yeah, but
We're not talking about Blackbeard anymore. But
no, but it's One Piece, yeah.
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 Uh,
Yeah. Maybe we should sum it up here. Think we're done for today.
Yeah, sure.
If you think we missed out on any topic, or if there's anything you want to add to anything we've said here, please leave a comment. We will be happy to read them and answer it in the next video, or by
Hit
sending you a
that
comment
subscribe
or whatever.
button. Tell us what you thought about our theories, whether they suck, whether they're great, whether or not you would like to see more of these videos.
Please give us feedback so we can improve, so we can be a good channel for you and share our theories forever and ever.
Yeah, we just love talking about this stuff. Most of the time, it's just a lot of speculation, but
That's the fun
we
part.
love this show and we want to talk about it and we want to share our thoughts with you. We want to be part of the discussion of the big picture,
Yeah,
so to
exactly.
speak. That's why we made this video.
And-
That's why we made this channel. We want to make more, so let us know what you thought. And yeah, you have anything more to add?
Just hope that we can inspire you guys to theorize some of your own as well.
Yeah.
That's what we've been given from everyone on YouTube, and we want to give it to you guys now. So please take care. Thank you for today, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.